I think that you can talk in your organisation about it a lot and try and get that mind share over time. But you can always come in the back door as well. And what I mean by that is, you know, I work in recruitment. It's about recruiting the right people, and you won't have to convince anyone if they're already on board if you've used that in your selection criteria.
Yeah.
And, you know, to speak to the elephant in the room, I think only 10% of the room here is female. And it's an interesting observation, and it's a challenge that we face every day. I think diversity in an organisation, if you're looking at your organisational EQ, I'm sure you would be able to speak to this, Kean, that some organisations have done some studies, and I know Harlow Group is one of them, that proves that females on average across the board have higher EQ than us guys. So look at evening up the numbers in your organisation. We're talking about culture fit to the customer. You're more likely to have that if you've got diversity in your own team, in your own selling team.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we're talking about team selling in that, and, you know, I think that's critical, that you've got both sides. And depending on, you know, who your customer is, you've always got a seller that's going to appeal. And I think, you know, interestingly, we're finding only 15% of the talent that we have available to us, and we're looking at it here in the room, is female. And we do most of our work in IT and professional services, sales recruitment. But what we're actually finding is we did a study in our own database, and that women are twice as likely to be hired off the back of an interview than a man in IT and professional services sales. So organisations are tuning into it. But I don't know that it's only about EQ though. It's a whole range of things driving that. But I think if we can get diversity, organisational EQ will rise.
And I think diversity, as you say, it's definitely gender-based, but it's also industry-based, and it's also, you know, one of the big four recently said they're no longer mandating degrees in their, you know, people coming in, because they've found that it's actually creating a very binary style of recruit, and they want to get more diversity in terms of thinking as well. So I think it covers a whole lot of different bases. But yeah, I completely agree. And if you're hiring, you know, if you're hiring for culture and training for skills, then you're more likely to be able to shift the organizational culture quickly than individual people just trying to tinker away. But don't be afraid to tinker away, because you'll kick some goals and people will very quickly start to notice.